Oh my days, it's been a long time. Let me see if I can remember how to do this. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, Simsen Talk. Guys, listen, I'm gonna try and do this all in one take. I've got a netball match starting at 1 o'clock, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna try and film a quick video while we're still in the month of April. Forgive me guys, it's been a very, wow. Yeah, 2023 to 2024. As some of you may know, we had a house fire and we've been moving around a bit, you know. We had to be out of our house for, exactly 1 year. So we moved back home in January 2024 and just trying to sort of resettle, to be honest. And there's been still in a bit of fights with the insurance, but that's coming to a close now. And yeah, so much to tell you guys, but I've missed you. Have you missed me? I can hear some people saying yes, and I can hear some people saying no. I've just been following other YouTubers. Just keep it 100. Honestly guys, listen, I don't know. I haven't got the best lighting at the moment. I didn't even bother too much with makeup except for my eyebrows, because you can hardly see my eyebrows. If I sound a little bit bunged up, I get hay fever really bad in April. Yeah, but I just thought I'm gonna quickly film a video just to say hi. How are you all doing? What have I missed in your lives? And so much is going on. Let me just say, as you know, April is Autism Awareness Month, and I was just like, I cannot let April leave and not film anything. As many of you know, my eldest son, Callum, he has autism and learning disabilities. And guys, our little boy, well, not so little now, but he'll forever be my little boy, turned 10 in April. So yeah, this time last week, he had his 10th birthday party. It was amazing, guys. I'm not trying to be biased because he's my child, but it was amazing on so many levels. It was amazing because, well, one, we were celebrating him. You know, to me, it's a milestone, like double digits. And to be honest, most of us only reach our double digits and then that's it, unless you're blessed enough to reach 100. Also, it's been a while since we've had a party for him. I think he might have been 4 or 5, and then the pandemic came along, and we know what happened around those years. And also, I wanted to mainly invite SEN families. So it was a celebration of my son and also bringing other families on similar journeys to ours to have a couple of hours of just fun. What really touched me, and I was not prepared for this, was the amount of messages before, during and after from these families that said, this is our child's first birthday party that they've ever been invited to. And some of these children were 12, 13, even older. And it was hard to hear that. I think for ourselves, we've been quite fortunate to be amongst a good network of friends, and who wouldn't exclude Callum. Even the other day, a friend was saying, let's meet up in the park, bring the boys, and it was me that was like, oh, would I be able to manage both of them, you know, by myself, especially when Callum's got an eye for like the swing. But for many other families, they remain isolated, they remain alone, they've got no one to turn to, even though they've got friends around them. And I'm just speaking from the heart. I've not done any preparation or anything. This is from the heart. And I just got reflecting, You know, the party was meant to finish at 4, but the majority of the families kind of left 4:30, something to 5. But I could see such freedom, not only in the children that were experiencing a party for the first time, but in the parents' eyes, where they're like, wow, so this is what it feels like to be in a party environment. Not only that, but to be 100%, well, maybe not 100%, but not in its 90s% relaxed. Why? Because if a child ended up, I don't know, stemming in some ways or spitting or hitting, or then we all understood, you know, we all understood there's not that judgment of, oh my gosh, like, you're not bringing up your child very well, are you? You know, we know that our children face a lot of challenges, and you know, that's dependent on their environment as well. So a place where there was quite a lot of children with additional needs and their siblings, there was a little bit of music as well. It wasn't loud. I just wanted to balance it out because Callum loves his music because he's a sensory seeker, but I was mindful that, you know, it might be too stimulating for some other children, so it was quite low. And we had bouncy castles, and I gave a little speech. I might insert that. A big thank you to everyone that's taken the time to come here. Our main focus was about SEND families. To be honest, we don't get invited to parties much, or hardly ever. And a lot of you touched my heart by saying this was the first party you've been invited to. So I just want to say thank you so much. Callum is so blessed. We're so blessed to have you here. And keep going, families, keep going. I know it's not easy. You have to have fights with the local authorities, fights with professionals. It's like we're in a constant battle. But just keep going. If you've got the faith, believe in the faith, believe in God. And don't give up, honestly, don't give up. Our children, we are there fighting for them. They're not by themselves, and a lot of the times we are forgotten. But you know what, there's strength in numbers. So let's be there for each other, and we'll see you next year possibly. Hey! But yeah, a week later I'm still buzzing. So what do I want to share as it comes to the end of Autism Awareness Month is, if you're a SEN family, and I speak to myself with this because sometimes it's not easy to say, if you've been invited out by a friend or a group of friends, perhaps say to them, let's start again. Don't assume that they fully understand what it's like to deal with whether your child's got autism or learning disabilities or whatever the disability is. You might have to inform them, because there have been times when I've been invited out, like to the park, and my husband might be at work, and I'm thinking, so I start to risk assess, and I think, already my mind's racing, like, how will I make sure that my child's safe, that if he runs away, that I can catch up with him, as well as make sure that my 5-year-old's okay. And so let's be real, sometimes it's so overwhelming, those thoughts, you think it's probably easier if you stay at home. But there's times when you have to force yourself to get out, because otherwise you start to get into this isolation, and you may not even be aware that you're starting to isolate, and because you're thinking actually being indoors or being in our own garden is good enough. So start to communicate with those that you trust, and especially if they're inviting you round or inviting you out, just say, look, this is the challenges that my child or my children may have. Even ask if they have some extra adult hands or an older teenager. Would someone be able to assist me if this happens? Or, I know it's brave, but that came to mind. The other side is for families that don't have a child with additional needs, is invite families send families to parties, and I'm not just saying that as a message for myself, although if you want to invite me, I'm joking, or is that a text? I'll be there. Don't know about my child. No, honestly, as I said, we've been blessed enough to be invited to a number of parties. Of course, I've noticed as Callum's got older, the invites have dwindled, but honestly, I'm not trying to do a pity party. I'm blessed. We start the party at home. Do you know what I mean? I'm not rocking in the corner. We're not throwing ash over our head, honestly. But it broke my heart when I heard a lot of these families say, this is my child's first invite. I don't think that's acceptable. And of course, families can decide who they want to invite, but and a lot of the times, I guess you're basing it on maybe the child's preference. But as adults, we can also say, have you considered in your class? Do you talk to him? Do you talk to her? Oh, well, in fact, some of you might even be in touch with their parents, you know? And I just think, why not send them an invite, you know? If they say no, then you've invited them, you know? But that's my little take on, I guess, my reflection of the week. And yes, it's Autism Awareness Month, but of course this extends to all kind of disabilities. April's a very important month to us, and I've also recently celebrated a birthday, and so too has my husband. And also, how could I forget, last week I met with Fumi. And listen, Fumi Nation, I don't know if anyone's watching, but we love Fumi. And what has blessed me is that Fumi is now following me on YouTube. Oh my gosh. She's lovely. She's so lovely. I mean, when you watch her videos, for those that don't know who she is, which, listen, I'm going to put her details in this video. She's so wise, she's so classy, she's so beautiful. But to see her in person, oh my gosh. And as soon as I mentioned about this channel and I mentioned about my son, she was like, my goodness, like Autism Awareness Month is my birthday month. Like, I'll be following you. And it really meant a lot because she's a huge YouTuber, and I say I'm starting out, but you know what? I said to myself the other day, if only one person was following me, I'll still do it. I'll still do it because I can make that difference to one person. Oh my goodness, I've relaunched coffee mornings as well. Coffee mornings for SEND parents. It's like the last Tuesday of every month, and we just got like an hour and a half just to drink tea, coffee, talk. Never seems to last. It always goes over the hour and a half. Anyway, guys, listen, I'm looking at the time. I want to get in trouble with my coach. So listen, remember, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and we're in this together. Take care. Bye.